afternoon. This is News Hour on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. I am Stella Bangura. Coming up in this edition, Deputy Minister of Fisheries take oath of office before President Bio. NCRA and tribal leaders unite to tackle low national ID registration in Western area, and a court in Kenema orders for destruction of tramadol, kush and marijuana after conclusion of trials. These stories plus more are lined up in this edition of News Hour. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for our first story. Newly appointed Deputy Minister of Fisheries Ahmed Sebum Kanu has taken the oath of office before President Julius Maada Bio. The swearing-in ceremony was held at State House in Freetown. Our senior State House correspondent Margaret Senge has more.
I, Ahmed Sebum Kanu,
do hereby in the name of God.
Do hereby in the name of God.
Solemnly swear that.
Solemnly swear that.
I will faithfully.
I will faithfully.
And truly.
And truly.
Discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Minister.
Discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Minister.
In the Republic of Sierra Leone.
In the Republic of Sierra Leone.
And that I will support.
And that I will support.
Uphold.
Uphold.
And maintain.
And maintain.
The Constitution of Sierra Leone.
The Constitution of Sierra Leone.
As by law established.
As by law established.
So help me.
So help me God.
That was the moment Ahmed Sebum Kanu formally took the oath of office as Deputy Minister of Fisheries before President Julius Maada Bio at State House. Congratulating the new Deputy Minister, President Bio urged him to serve with dedication, professionalism and integrity. The President emphasized the need to protect the interests of both the government and the people of Sierra Leone. He also advised him to work closely with his supervisors to ensure the smooth and effective running of the ministry.
This is no mean task, you've been part of this government, but now in a totally different setting, and the challenges are the same. We have to reform, we have to change things, we have to be seen to be heading in a new direction. That was what we chose to do after we evaluated the challenges of governance. So you can rest assured of my full support at all times, and I'm happy that you have already established before this time a very good relationship with your immediate boss, and I hope that you are going to use that amicable relationship to synergize, to produce results. It's a revenue producing ministry, and we expect you to work together to do that.
In his response, Deputy Minister Ahmed Sebum Kanu thanked President Bio for the confidence reposed in him and for giving him another opportunity to serve the nation. He pledged his full commitment, loyalty and dedication to supporting the government's development agenda and delivering results in the fisheries sector.
I think I have worked with Auntie Princess not only now as my immediate boss, but we have a convivial relationship, very strong relationship, and I think I will use that opportunity to make you proud, Your Excellency. I know the marine resources across the world, particularly in Africa, people look forward to it to improve on their GDP, and I know we have to improve on that. We have to improve on the safety and other aspects of it. Let me therefore thank you this moment and reassure you that we will make you proud, myself and my sister.
Ahmed Kanu brings a wealth of public sector experience to his new role. He previously served as Managing Director of the Sierra Leone Shipping Company. He also held the position of Head of Administration and Secretary to the Board at Statistics Sierra Leone, among several other appointments. The swearing-in marks another key appointment as the government continues to strengthen its leadership team and advance national development priorities. For SLBC News, Margaret Senge reporting.
Now, Sierra Leone's Minister of Youth Affairs, Ibrahim Sano, has joined other African leaders in calling for a generational shift on how the continent governs itself and pursues prosperity at the Young Political Leadership School Africa Conference hosted in Majebi County, Liberia. The conference, which convened delegates from over 10 African nations, served as a high-level forum for the next generation of policymakers to exchange ideas, forge regional networks, and transformative African leadership in decades ahead. Addressing delegates, Minister Sano said that genuine transformation demands more than electoral participation, noting it requires entrepreneurial courage, civic accountability, and the confidence to design and champion solutions that emerge from African realities. Liberia's Minister of Youth and Sports, Cornelia Wonkale-Kura, also addressed conference participants, reinforcing a message of cross-border solidarity and urging young leaders to anchor their ambitions in the principles of peace and long-term sustainable development. Now, the court in Kenema has ordered for the destruction of various illegal drugs and other substances that were tendered and retained as exhibits following the conclusion of criminal proceedings before the court. Some of the substances include tramadol, kush, and marijuana. Safa Moriba reports from Kenema City.
The court in Kenema has ordered for the destruction of various drugs and other substances that were tendered, retained as exhibits in concluded criminal proceedings before the court. Some of the substances include tramadol, kush, and marijuana. The destruction exercise were witnessed by local authorities, civil society organizations, the press, Office of National Security, and other security forces. They were drugs worth millions of leones. Several suspects were tried in the court, and the destruction was to send strong warning to those involved in the trade. Ibrahim Hindolokata is the Deputy Assistant Registrar for the Kenema Court.
Today was a date scheduled for the destruction of drugs, for which the matter we are concluded in the court. In this destruction, we have over 530 wraps of kush, quantity of tramadol tablets, and loose quantity of cannabis. The drugs came from, investigations that were conducted by the police, Sierra Leone police, and matters charged to court. Tramadol, loose quantity of cannabis, of kush, loose quantity of cannabis. My advice is, we as a nation, as a public, let's take responsibility in ensuring that we support the Sierra Leone police, we support the work of the police, the judiciary, because there are times you have issues when these matters are charged to court and people don't want to come up and testify because they are scared that I may not want A, B, and C person to see me as a bad person, to say that I'm the one who testified, and as a result, A or B was sentenced to prison. So I want to admonish the public that let's all put hands on deck in ensuring that we support the Sierra Leone police, we support the security apparatus in the fight against drug abuse.
According to authority, the SSI will continue to provide public confidence in the fight against drug abuse in the country. Reporting for SLBC, I'm Safa B. Moriba in Kenema District.
Now, Abu Kamara, a young man who was said to be imprisoned for 12 years without trial, has told SLBC that he is gradually recovering in a rehab center established by Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone. However, he is calling on well-meaning Sierra Leoneans to help him. Mohamed Korma tells us more.
The story of Abu Kamara, a man who was said to have been imprisoned for 12 years without trial, has caught the eyes of the public. His journey to rehabilitation and reintegration is still ongoing as Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone, a non-governmental organization, has accommodated him in their rehab center. According to Abu, he now has a safer space where he eats, sleeps, and takes care of himself well. Part of his daily routine is to establish prayers, but he told SLBC that for the past 12 years he had not been able to perform his usual prayers. Hope Behind Bars continues to serve as a shield for Abu. They bought him items for his upkeep and took him to the hospital for checkup. Abu told SLBC that he feels comfortable in the rehab center, but he pleaded that the public assist him with a mobile phone to communicate and a keke to fend for himself after being discharged.
Yeah, they feel fine. No problem. Yeah, better pass and better pass the jail. Who go put me?
Here I feel comfortable. I eat, wash and sleep well. They take proper care of me. I thank God. I call on kind-hearted people to help me with mobile phone and keke.
Yeah, I want for them to help me. Yeah, for keke, I know keke. Then I get phone, but they communicate with me. Family there.
Aminata Kamarake is the welfare assistant to the rehab center and a caretaker to Abu. She said Abu is a nice person that is fun to be with.
Abu Kamara is comfortable here. We make food. They can't sing her. They forget about the past. They think about the future now.
Abu is comfortable here. We joke, laugh, and talk about the future. He has also been assessed medically. We thank God he's okay.
Because he don't go to medical, we thank God. No bad results will come out. So we thank God the body define.
According to the center rehabilitation manager, Mohamed Roulins Kamara, the center was established to complement government's effort to decongest prisons.
The key primary focus is that detainees move away, we don't cut them out, bring them to rehabilitation centers, come to rehabilitate them, let them get a sense of freedom, refreshing of the mind, refreshing of the body, and refreshing of the environment, a fresh environment, different from where you had been, and just try to interact with them effectively, thoroughly. There is hope. It's not the end of the world. There is hope, and there are people who are concerned.
Members of Hope Behind Bars are calling on well-meaning Sierra Leoneans to contribute to their development initiatives. The organization has a huge space that can accommodate hundreds of people, but its members are soliciting support in order to improve and expand the facility. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
EDSA has now removed electric poles that fell on Monday, June 8th at the Congo Cross Bridge. Before then, residents had raised concerns over the power outage and other safety concerns. Earlier, our intern Zainab Mahdi visited the community before this latest development and sent us this report, read by Esther Suzanette Parsi.
Relevant authorities and officials from EDSA are expected to have determined the extent of the damage and take necessary measures to restore safety and normality services as quickly as possible. Residents in the community say before the incident, they have already raised concerns about the deplorable conditions of some of the poles around the bridge area at Congo Cross. The collapse of these poles have led to a major traffic disruption and causing delays and restricting movement for motorists. Motorists and pedestrians were forced to alternative routes as the situation raised serious safety concerns for road users and nearby properties. A concerned citizen told SLBC that the situation has been ongoing since yesterday, raising concern in the community.
We are calling on the relevant authorities to take urgent action, warning that although no incident or injury has been reported so far, the situation remains dangerous and could lead to serious consequences if not promptly addressed.
A community member said there has been blackout since the incident occurred, which she said has affected daily life and small businesses in the community center.
And for long we day, we not get lights, it's not easy.
This community used to get light every day, but since the poles fell down, the community is experiencing blackout. Majority of us sell cool water and juice for our survival.
She explained when there is electricity, more people come around to do business. but the persistent power cuts affect customer turnout and income. She called on EDSA to swiftly address the situation. Residents remain hopeful that regular access to electricity will help them sustain their livelihoods and support their families.
Now, authorities have launched an investigation into the recent fire incident that destroyed 5 public transport buses at the Sierra Leone Public Transport Authority's depot in the east end of Freetown on last Friday night. Our reporter, Yusuf Mosie Suma, visited the scene and got this latest update.
Fingers are being pointed at workers at the authority. The claim is that they might have removed some parts from these buses and set them ablaze, so there will be no trace. However, the head of procurement at the Sierra Leone Public Transport Authority, Mahmoud Kamara, denies these allegations. He says an internal finding by the authority so far cannot ascertain the cause of the fire.
I don't want to ascribe to it because all this is allegations. I believe in facts. Even in my private discussion, I believe in facts. I don't involve myself in guest talk or hearsay talk. I want to always get the facts. So that's why we rely on third-party sisters institutions of those that have the authority to investigate and get us the right truth of what has happened or what causes the fire.
He assures the public that buses are available for the provincial routes as they look into the matter properly. Meanwhile, a driver and eyewitness, Sovula Sandi, makes claim that the National Fire Force's response was not swift.
Me don't come on a new bus for go down to. Now I see fire at the back.
After I have parked my own bus, I saw the fire from the back seat of 016. I shouted and rushed towards the bus to start the engine and move it from the other buses. But the smoke choked me, so I stepped out of it. We called fire force, but didn't respond earlier.
We called them. They not quick respond, they not make. They not respond quick.
The head of communications and legal officer of the Sierra Leone National Fire Force, Bintu Fatmata Kamara, debunks such claims. She urges members of the public to take fire preventions seriously.
I will not agree to that. As soon as we got the call, we left Kisi Fire Station. And looking at the distance from Kisi Fire Station to the scene, it's not too far. So we left immediately for the scene. There was nothing like lateness from our side.
For Mohamed Bangura, a driver for one of the buses running from Freetown to Bo and Kenema, he depends only on his skills for survival. The unfortunate incident, he says, is affecting him negatively.
So I feel pain.
I felt pain just crying. The incident has disturbed the institution and my daily survival. It is here I am getting my living.
This affects all because now they get me living.
The depot serves as a key hub for government public transport operations in the capital, and the loss of the buses is expected to affect service schedules for commuters. I'm inside one of the burnt-down buses, and this, from what we are told, is a 46-seater bus that runs from Freetown to Bo and Kenema. SABC will continue to follow as the investigation unfolds. SABC News, Yusuf Mosire Suma, Freetown.
The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP and partners have conducted a training for app developers and microcredit institutions to create a platform for informal sector to have access to finance. The initiative is part of UNDP's broader commitment to supporting the informal sector, a vital source of income and livelihood for many people, especially women and youth in Sierra Leone. Moses Conte reports.
The informal sector is one of the major players in contributing to national development. But over the years, most business enterprises in this sector have been challenged to continue due to lack of funds. The reason many business owners have closed due to lack of access to finance. Thus, the engagement was not only to make provision for service providers to educate clients as to how to use their services, access to finance, but to create a team of ambassadors to cascade the information to the informal sector, among others. The engagement makes provision for the informal sector not only to know how to use the financial institutions app, but to have access to finance for their businesses. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, has been actively involved in supporting microcredit institutions in Sierra Leone through various initiatives. One of the notable projects is the EU-funded Informal Economic Project, which aims to support informal enterprises in the region. The project has awarded operational support grants to Apex Bank and Lapo Microfinance to develop and pilot innovative financing products and services for informal enterprises. Participants applaud organizers, describing the engagement as timely.
And not just that, but this particular session was very, very critical because it was one that has to do with a mix of the developers of the apps and at the same time beneficiaries, people that have benefited from the use of the applications that have been developed.
I have learned not to save physical cash. The disadvantages of saving physical cash are numerous. If your house got burned, God forbid, your phone got what, or whatsoever, the bank where you have been saving got. But with saving digitally, your system, your finance is digitized.
The collaboration between UNDP and microcredit institutions in Sierra Leone is aimed at fostering economic inclusivity and prosperity, unlocking the potential for informal economic and improving the livelihood of individuals involved in the informal sector. For SLBC News Hour, Moses Conte.
A delayed ambulance, a shortage of essential medicines, or limited access to healthcare can have devastating consequences for mothers and children in Sierra Leone. To address these challenges, the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association convened its 55th anniversary media congress at the Dawaila Hotel in Kenema District, under the theme, The Role of Health Professionals in Achieving Zero Preventable Maternal and Child Deaths in Sierra Leone. Esther Sacco reports.
For families in the eastern region and other parts of the country, the crisis is personal. Poor road network, fuel shortage of ambulances, and gaps in emergency care mean women often arrive at hospitals too late. Health facilities still struggle with stock out of essential drugs and weak data systems, Dr. Francis Moses told doctors and health professionals at the Media Congress of the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association that every preventable death leaves behind grief and lost potential. He said the path to zero death required commitment, accountability, collaboration, and continued learning from every health worker. The theme, the role of health professionals in achieving zero preventable maternal and child death in Sierra Leone, aligns with the ministry's 300 Days of Activism campaign to eliminate preventable maternal and child death and ensure all children receive life-saving vaccines. Health Minister Dr. Austin Demby said the campaign is a national movement to end preventable maternal death, child death, and stillbirth. He cited data showing Sierra Leone's maternal mortality ratio has declined despite Ebola, COVID-19, and economic shocks, but warned that data, accountability, and quality improvement must drive the next phase. President of the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Ahmed Al-Hassan Sharif said, holding the Congress in Kenema ensured voices outside Freetown were heard, stating the theme aligns with the National 300 Days of Activism. He also said the gathering will review progress, set professional development priorities for doctors, and advance policy on death surveillance and antimicrobial resistance, turning Kenema's commitment into measurable action.
It's about action, how we want to act. So we are starting with our services. Clinical excellence is number one. and also engage in the communities to continue also to sustain that trust, because when the community trusts you, they feel they feel like they can go to you, they feel like they can work with you, they feel like you give them the best.
The Congress also gave the floor to young aspiring doctors and medical students. For them, the Congress was a call to responsibility.
For me, I see it as an inspiring moment, being amongst our lecturers, our senior colleagues. It's very inspiring for me.
Coming here today, I've been able to have the breakdown of what they have achieved in the past 90 days or more. So I am so happy about the achievement, and
Stakeholders in Kenema pledged to uphold professionalism, embrace data-driven care, and mentor the next generation so Kenema's challenges become part of the past, not the future. Health professionals say success will depend on resources, but also on collective action, professional excellence, and community trust. SLBC News, Esther Sako reporting.
Now, the Choithra Memorial Hospital partnered with the Ministry of Health to conduct a nationwide cataract surgery outreach program. After 2 months, the survey has been completed. The hospital was able to do about 1,678 cataract surgeries across Sierra Leone. This update was provided during a press briefing held at the Choithra Memorial Hospital Hall at Hill Station, Freetown. Esther Susanette Parsi reports.
In here were health officials, medical specialists, beneficiaries, and members of the media gathered to review the achievements of the initiative. The outreach program began in April this year 2026 and ended in June. It covered several districts across the country, including Bo, Cambia, Kono, and Putloko. Choithram Hospital Management said they initially targeted 1,550 cataract surgeries but ended up surpassing that target. They also screened about 6,000 patients during the exercise, with many receiving free life-changing treatment. To ensure efficiency and quality service delivery, a special surgical facility comprising 4 fully equipped and functional operation theaters was established. Medical teams performed an average of 50 surgeries daily throughout the outreach period. Head of Choithram Memorial Hospital Group, Harish Agnani, expressed satisfaction with the outcome of the program. He said the program was supported by a team of nurses, eye specialists, technicians, and medical professionals from India who worked alongside local health personnel.
This, as I said, is a huge expenditure, but very satisfying for all of us, because we have been able to give back to the society. It's not only doing eye camps where we give our corporate social responsibility. From time to time, we do also have other camps, but this is the biggest one which we are holding, which has benefited over 1,648 patients.
Consultant ophthalmologist, National Eye Health Programs, Ministry of Health, Dr. Lloyd Harrison Williams, commended Choithram Memorial Hospital for its outstanding contribution to healthcare delivery in Sierra Leone. He described the outreach as a remarkable intervention.
The good thing is that it's not just the numbers, but rather the quality of surgeries that we are doing, even when we are doing large numbers. And this is what we want to prove, that you can still do lots of patients. You can still do surgeries for lots of patients and be able to assure all of them of the highest quality of results. We are happy that the government of Sierra Leone and our partners have made it possible that every district in Sierra Leone now have a functional eye facility.
Several beneficiaries also shared testimonies about the impact of the surgeries on their lives. They expressed gratitude to the benefactors.
We are very much satisfied and we are happy to see people working so hard to satisfy us. And I must say, now my right eye is very bright. It's not been good for me really, because I've not been able to feel comfortable again.
Before now,
It was not good for me because my eyes were getting darker, and most times it was due that I was seeing. But now that I have done the surgery, the difference is incomparable. The wonderful side of it, everything was free of cost. So I want to thank Choi Tram Hospital for this great support.
I tell the all thank you for what they do for we, not this country.
The nationwide outreach program was said to be part of ongoing efforts by Choi Tram to reduce avoidable blindness in Sierra Leone. It was also a move to build the capacity of local health practitioners. 7 nurses were supported to be trained in India and to come back home and help improve access to specialized eye care services. For SLBC News, Esther Suzanette Bassi reporting.
Hundreds of residents in Kenema have received free specialist healthcare services during a 2-day medical outreach organized by the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Development partners. The outreach forms part of the association's Mid-Year Congress 2026 and its 55th anniversary celebrations held under the theme, The Role of Health Professionals in Achieving Zero Preventable Maternal and Child Deaths in Sierra Leone. Esther Sako has the story.
At Kenema Government Hospital and Anga Community Health Center in Sami Foluka Village, Kabondo, Kaiboma Section, Kenema District, hope arrived early. Long before the doctors settled into the stations, patients had already formed queues. Some came seeking relief from years of pain, others arrived hoping for answers to health conditions they had lived with silently for too long. For many residents in the eastern region, specialist medical care often means expensive journeys to Freetown. This week, however, the specialist came to them. Cardiologists checked heart, dermatologists treated skin conditions, dentists eased years of toothache, ophthalmologists did eye surgeries. Women received cervical cancer screenings, while children were attended to by pediatric specialists. Ami Aku, who underwent cataract surgery, said she was overwhelmed with gratitude. I could hardly see. Today, I see people clearly again. I thank God and the doctors for giving me back my sight. Another beneficiary, an elderly man who is a carpenter, expressed gratitude for the surgery as his eyes are important for his job.
You see, I'm a carpenter. Even with them, give me it's very difficult for work.
Carpenter, my eyes are important to my job. I have been struggling, but now that my eyes have been operated, it means a lot to me. I appreciate SLMDA for the free treatment.
Plenty thank you for what they do for me. I'm happy.
District Medical Officer, Kenema District Health Management Team, Dr. Donald Grant, described the outreach as a major boost for healthcare delivery in the region, stating that more than 200 cataract surgeries and over 100 free specialist procedures were planned during the exercise.
Wonderful day for us because we have a team of doctors all over the country, Sierra Leonean doctors that are here to boost the health system like a surge, right, to strengthen the hands of our colleague doctors and other healthcare workers to attend to our patients within Kenema district.
President of the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Ahmed Sharif, said the move supports the Ministry of Health 300 Days of Activism campaign aimed at reducing maternal and child mortality across the country. He assured beneficiaries that similar outreach programs would continue in other districts.
This multi-dimensional approach that we took to having this outreach, not only to limit it to the consultations or to some minor surgeries, the fact that we made it multiple specialties has been something really unique. We saw patients recovering their sight after the eye surgeries were done, and that was really painful.
For hundreds of people across Kenema and surrounding communities, the program was more than free healthcare. It was a chance to regain sight, restore dignity, and look forward to a healthier future. SLBC News, Esther Sako reporting.
Kenema District just got a lifeline on wheels. 3 fully renovated ambulances rolled into Kenema Government Hospital by the Ministry of Health through the National Emergency Medical Services. For families in Kenema, the ambulances mean more than transport. They are mobile first aid units built to stabilize patients and get them to hospital care during emergencies. Esther Sako again.
And they hand over the keys for the 3 ambulances there.
The 3 ambulances are expected to boost emergency response across the eastern region. Dr. Donald Grant, District Medical Officer for Kenema, said the 3 ambulances won't sit packed at the hospital. He said they will be deployed to communities to respond swiftly to emergencies, adding strength to the district's existing fleet. Dr. Songo Koidoma of the National Emergency Medical Service said his team has been supporting ambulance renovations and donations nationwide with one goal: bringing medical services closer to people's doorsteps.
In Kenema, we have 3 functional ambulances there. We have a few major issues. So these are ambulances that have been innovated, they've been fitted, and they're here to complement the deficits.
Minister of Health Dr. Austin Demby said it is the vision of the president that every area of the country has access to medical service. He said the ambulances are not just vehicles but are mobile first aid units built to stabilize patients and get them to hospital care during emergencies, urging the people of Kenema to own the ambulances.
These ambulances are not going to be sitting in hospitals. They will be in strategic locations, and they all have GPS capabilities, so you know where they are, and the dispatcher knows where they are. They know the proximity to the accident site or where they're needed. They know the distance to the respective hospitals, and they could triage this fairly quickly and see where the need is and deploy the correct ambulance.
Receiving the keys, Paramount Chief of Nongowa Chiefdom, Kenema District, PC Sadiq Mahmoud Kapua, pledged the community's commitment to protect and maintain the ambulances. For a mother in labor at midnight or a child injured far from town, those 3 ambulances could make the difference between risk and rescue. SLBC News, Esther Sako reporting.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, has said to prevent Ebola from entering Sierra Leone, his ministry and partners have launched the Sierra Leone Health Travel Portal. It allows travelers to make known their health status before their arrival and their departure. Sulaiman Babatoe witnessed the event at Lunge.
So with pride, honor, and dignity, today, June the 5th, we launched the Sierra Leone Health Travel Portal.
The Sierra Leone Health Portal, launched, was part of the Ministry of Health's preparedness and solution to prevent the disease from entering the country. The portal allows travelers to submit their health information before arrival and departure electronically, replacing the delaying paper-based processes with a faster digital system that gives real-time and reliable data. This system would support early detection, response, risk management, contact tracing, and strengthen coordination across health, aviation, immigration, and security agencies. It would also help in the integration of portal data with the national data system, equipping points of entry, and build the capacity of frontline teams, especially when the disease has no licensed vaccine and approved treatment. Points of entry staff would be deployed across the country's borders to operate the portal and screen travelers.
But again, after completing the form for the first time, the system will automatically pop up your username and password, because at that moment you are not expecting you probably to have internet connectivity to receive SMS or to receive email. So what the system will do, the system will automatically display your credentials.
Though the country enjoys 0 suspected and confirmed cases, the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, admonished citizens to be vigilant and report any sign of Ebola.
So we don't know say no case not there. But now for ready. Now for ready, law not make the kind and slowness where we see now Uganda and Congo. Let down in our commits with now.
Partners like Shapaigo, Africa and US CDC, and the UN and WHO family commended the government for such a swift measure in strengthening Sierra Leone's health system and prevention. They said closing the borders was not the solution to stop Ebola from entering the country again, but to put effective preventive measures in place. To prepare the points of entry POE staff, Shapaigo and the Ministry of Health have also empowered about 30 staff working at the Freetown International Airport. Apart from Ebola, the ministry is also studying Mpox in sub-region and Lassa fever and Marburg in West and Eastern Africa. Sierra Leone lost many of its citizens to Ebola between 2014 and 2015. The disease has resurfaced and is currently in DR Congo. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babatue reporting.
From that report, we move over for segments, starting with international news.
It's a very pleasant welcome to the International Summary News Hour. Ukraine's sustained campaign of drones attacks on Russia's occupied territories is disrupting Moscow's supply lines and intensifying a fuel crisis already triggered by long-range strikes on Russia's oil refineries. Russia's energy ministry for the first time acknowledged problems with fuel supplies in the southern regions. Some Russian sources argue that Ukraine's attacks on logistic roads have already affected the Russian army's ability to fight. Problems with fuel supplies are made worse by Ukraine's long-range strikes, oil refineries and oil depots in Russia, which Kyiv has now been carrying out for several months. The head of the World Health Organization visited Uganda and praised its efforts to limit the spread of an Ebola outbreak from neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. He singled out the government decision to cancel last week's Material Day celebrations that normally attract huge crowds from across the region. Tedros said Uganda's experience in managing public health emergencies has helped keep the cause fatality rates to less than 1%. The WHO has helped train dozens of health workers for the country's Ebola response. Tedros said the WHO was supporting Uganda together with the African Center for Disease Control and Prevention and other partners across the region. A teacher and two pupils have been taken to the hospital after they were injured in a knife attack at a school in Manchester. A boy and a girl, both 14 and 27-year-old male teacher, have been taken to hospital and are in a stable condition, with their injuries not believed to be serious. Greater Manchester Police said the school, which has closed, said the site was immediately placed on lockdown and staff acted bravely to quickly detain the students before police arrived. A spokeswoman for the school said staff had no reason to conduct a search on any students. Emergency services have remained at the scene, but the academy confirmed it will reopen as normal on Wednesday. Ugandan opposition figure Kaiser Besigye has petitioned courts seeking orders to stop his detention and prosecution. Besigye, who has been in detention since his abduction from Kenya's capital in November 2024, argues that the Ugandan state has violated his rights. Besigye and an aide have been charged with treason, with the trial set to kick off on Thursday. Human rights groups and the Ugandan opposition said the charges are politically motivated. Besigye, former personal doctor to Ugandan President Museveni and his political opponent for more than 25 years, has been in and out of jail since the first challenge Museveni in 2001. And that's all on the International News Summary. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.
Thanks for the latest update on international news. And now for entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News with me, Sulaiman Babatue. In this edition of Entertainment News, John Safoyo and David Kamara win Confucius Institute 2026 Chinese Proficiency Competition. And social media is buzzing as African superstars are set to perform at the 2026 World Cup. Now, the 2026 Confucius Institute Chinese Proficiency Competition at the Binti Mani was magic, art and bravery. 11 primary school kids competed speaking the Chinese language and singing Chinese songs. After everyone performed, David Kamara emerged winner for the primary school category.
I feel great because this is my first time doing this competition, all thanks to my Chinese teacher.
The same went for the 10 university students who performed Chinese songs, acted skits, kwaiban and martial arts. After a tight show delivering splendid martial show, lyrical bars and melodic singing in Chinese, John Safoyo won after a punchy lyrical rap. He sang the song titled Stranger in the North.
告诉我，现在也会不会梦我？身上扛着行囊，装着对未来的梦想。我和你们一样，也来自远方，做着普通的工作，才有 purpose。
If you are maybe you're presently in the Confucius Institute learning Chinese and you want to opt for this competition next year, what I want you to do is to start now. Okay, you start now, begin to learn your basics.
Witnessing the wonderful cultural and entertaining show, the Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, and the Registrar of the University of Sierra Leone were delighted. They commended the competitors and pledged to strengthen the existing relationship between China and Sierra Leone. They also admonished all pupils and students studying Chinese to be dedicated, stating the opportunities and benefits that accompany such education and achievement.
Remember, this is not just about who wins or who loses. It is about growth, it is about confidence and the journey of learning.
China and Sierra Leone will enjoy excellent relationship.
Yes, now the clock is ticking. We have a few days to the World Cup, the 2026 World Cup, and it's going to happen. Our African Afrobeat artists Burna Boy, Davido and Tyler are set to perform at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, headlining various celebrations, opening ceremonies and countdown concerts, with each artist confirmed for different stages of the tournament. Burna Boy would be performing at the tournament's opening ceremony in Mexico City with the official tournament song alongside Colombian superstar Shakira. Davido headlining the official FIFA World Cup countdown concert in Los Angeles alongside Major Lazer at the Crypto.com Arena, performing at the FIFA Fan Festival in Atlanta. The South African star Tyler lining up alongside artists like Rema, Katy Perry and Lisa for the opening ceremony in Los Angeles. In addition to the live performances, all three artists Burna Boy, Davido and Tyler are featured on the 18-track official FIFA World Cup 2026 album. Burna Boy on Die Die with Shakira, Davido on the track No Place Like Home. It's gonna be great. Congratulations to Davido, Tyler and Burna Boy. We wish you guys good and we're going to watch the World Cup. Entertainment. It's gonna be superb. Well, that's all we have for this edition of the Entertainment News. I've been your presenter, Superman Baba Toure. Thanks for watching. Keep watching the SLBC.
From Entertainment News, we'll move over for Sports Update.
A very big hello and welcome to the sporting updates that keeps you in the know.
And by the way, my name is Abdul Kabir, and thank you so much for your time. Now, a 2-day Peace Football Gala has ended at the SLFA Academy at Kintom. The idea behind the competition was to promote peace and national cohesion among the security sector and the civil society organization. The final took place on Saturday between the security sector and civil society organization. And interestingly, the security sector defeated CSOs 2-1. Sulaiman Babaturi has details.
The 2-day Peace Gala tournament, organized by a coalition comprising the Sierra Leone Police, Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, National Fire Force, Sierra Leone Correctional Service, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, Bike Riders Union, and Civil Society Sierra Leone, was geared towards promoting national cohesion, peaceful coexistence, and stronger collaboration among key sectors of society. The final of the gala took place at the Sierra Leone Football Association SLFA Academy at Kintom, Freetown, where the joint force, the security sector, locked on with the civil society Sierra Leone. After minutes of beautiful passes, attacks and shots, the security sector won by 2-1. The first goal was scored by Ali Conte, seconded by Miniru Paka. The civil society Sierra Leone got a late consolation goal scored by Ibrahim Cissé. The initiative was designed to strengthen unity, peace, and cooperation among various stakeholders in society.
The essence of this is to build a sportsmanship for us, and you and I know that sport is that which brings all of us together as one body. So the essence of this gala is to foster friendship, peace, and tranquility. So I want to congratulate all of you for participating.
On the first day, 2 matches were played. The security sector defeated the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists (SLAJ), while the civil society Sierra Leone emerged victorious against Bike Riders Union. After the last whistle, players of the 2 teams were given medals, with a grand prize of 10,000 to the winners, the security sector, and 5,000 leones to the runners-up, the civil society Sierra Leone.
Now, less than a week to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the African teams, among others, are getting themselves ready. And for Bafana the boys, they'll be up against Mexico in that exciting opening match. Well, for the Pharaohs of Egypt, they suffered a 2-1 defeat in the hands of the Brazilian. You know, it was a good match. Mo Salah and the other players, they played well, but it was too little, too late. And interestingly, Uganda's Ghetto Kids will be part of this year's World Cup in terms of brilliant performance and stage performance as well. And Africa's heavyweight Afrobeat singer, Davido, will be part of the exciting performance as well, alongside Shakira and host of other top stars around the world. And that ends your update, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Thanks for the sports update. And now to end the news, the main points again. The newly appointed Deputy Minister of Fisheries, Ahmed Sebum Kano, has taken the oath of office before President Julius Maada Bio. The swearing-in ceremony was held at State House in Freetown. All 16 tribal heads in Freetown and the Western area have met with the National Civil Registration Authority, NCRA, to discuss ways of increasing registration services, especially when national identification is increasingly becoming a requirement for accessing services. The meeting ended with a strong message: local leaders must ensure their communities register or risk losing their positions. And the court in Kenema has ordered for the destruction of various illegal drugs and other substances that were tendered and retained as exhibits following the conclusion of criminal proceedings before the court. Some of the substances include tramadol, kush, and marijuana. And that is how we wrap up this edition of News Hour from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I have been your anchor, Stella Bangura. Stay tuned.